Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. If you are new here, then I am Vicky and this is my 6.5-month-old little girl called Ada. So today's video is a bit of a weaning update. So we are now on to week 4 of weaning and it's been quite a fun journey. We've tried lots of different recipes, some that you've absolutely loved and you can't get enough of. Some not so much. But in today's video I'm going to share some of the recipes that we have tried. We've got a lot more experimental in terms of flavours. For example, I've been adding a few spices into things, which has been really fun. I'm also going to share with you some of the gadgets that we have found that have been so useful and things that, you know, we couldn't imagine weaning without. And also I've managed to find a few free weaning packs, so I thought I would just share that information with you guys in case it's any help to you. So Ada is coming on leaps and bounds now with weaning, which has really surprised me. She likes her milk. We did go through a stage where it was really difficult to get her CMPA diagnosed because she wasn't showing the classic symptoms and the doctors weren't great at helping us with that journey. I really had to be quite forceful. In fact, I might do another video on that just in case that helps anybody, you know, from our experience. It wasn't really until she started to drop off on the growth chart that somebody actually really listened to us. But like I say, I will do a whole new video on that just in case it's any help. Like, she loves her milk, she's growing as she should do, but she doesn't seem to be drinking as much as perhaps she should be. Like, she doesn't ever seem to go up much in quantity very often. She's kind of been stuck on having about 150 mils of milk per feed, and she's been doing that now for weeks and weeks. So it's quite a surprise really how well she's doing with weaning. She obviously loves her food like a mum and dad, but actually on week 2 of weaning we actually upped the quantity so that she was having 2 meals a day, and we noticed that that still wasn't enough. We've been giving her 1 ice cube per meal, obviously just to get her started, get her used to the texture, etc. But what we've actually found is that that's not enough for her. So breakfast she'll have 2 ice cube worth, and then her dinner she'll have 3. If I make 2, then I'll quite often have to up the quantity. So she's doing really, really well. You love your food, don't you? Do you like your food? Yeah, she loves her food. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks once again for joining us. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Once again, I'm going to have to apologise for the state of me because Ada has just been sick all day me. If you're looking for a glamorous YouTuber that is always like dolled up and everything's perfect, you're at the wrong place. This is raw mum life at its finest. So I've actually filmed this the wrong way round, but the rest of the video is all the right way round, so I do apologise. But for the carrot puree, it's super easy. You literally peel your carrots, and then I like to chop them into the tiniest pieces because it makes them cook so much quicker and it's much easier to mash down. Once I boiled them, I actually really struggled to get the right consistency. First of all, I mashed them with a fork and kept adding bits of water. Then I went in with my hand blender and I actually really struggled to get a nice smooth puree, and she actually wasn't keen on the lumpiness of it. So next time I do it, I'm going to make a larger quantity so that it's much easier to blend down. So next up, I'm going to make some creamy cauliflower and cumin. This is actually from the Ella's Kitchen recipe book. I will show you this in a bit more detail later in the video, but I've got a really cool free weaning pack that you can get from their website. So I start by chopping up the cauliflower. I chop it into smaller chunks so that it cooks a bit quicker. Pop them onto boil, and as everything that I do for Ada, I always put it on to cook for a few extra minutes just so that it's nice and soft and it mashes down easy. And then once it's cooked, I just add it into a jug, pop a little bit of water in, a tiny sprinkle of cumin, and then whiz it up with the hand blender until I've reached my desired consistency. So this is what it looks like. Smells really nice. I'm going to taste it. That's really nice. I could eat that myself. So this is actually my second go at a pear puree. The first time I tried it, I followed a recipe online that said to cover it with 3 to 4 tablespoons of boiling water and essentially steam it in the pan. Unfortunately, that didn't work for me and I ended up with severely burnt pears and severely burnt pan. So I wouldn't recommend that. So I am doing it again for my second go. I'm just cutting it into quarters, cutting out the middle core, covering it in boiling water and leaving it to boil as I normally would do. Courgette puree is an absolute winner in our house. Ada loves it. Our courgettes are homegrown, so they do look a bit like a marrow because we've left them far too long in the garden. But it's super easy to make. All you need to do is cut it up into small chunks. I tend to leave the skin on, cover it with boiling water and then boil up. I will be honest, they stink when they're boiling, but like I say, it's an absolute winner. It is one of Ada's favourites. She absolutely wallops it down. So once they've boiled, to mix them up, I just use the hand blender. Don't add any water. They're a really watery vegetable anyway. So if you add water, it goes far too runny. So we are using our newbie net feeder thing today. We've got some avocado in it, haven't we, Ada? We are not a fan. However, I think this is great. Like, you just put whole foods in there and it like squidges out through the little gaps, so it makes it nice and easy for them to eat. But don't think it's our favourite thing, is it? I'll link this below for you guys. I think it's brilliant. Ada does not, but I'm sure if we had something like banana in there, I'm sure she'd love it. It's just avocado, isn't it? It's a new flavour. Is that funny? Yeah. We are on day 3 of these and we're just about to finish the pouch. These are from Aldi and somebody recommended to try a few pouches along the way of your weaning journey so that they don't get too used to your home cooking. So it just makes it easy if you're going out, you can just take one of these. So we have got mangoes, apples, banana and peaches, which is currently all around Ada's mouth. But she's had this straight from the fridge, nice and cold, because somebody is teething, aren't you? You're struggling a little bit today, aren't you? But you can either pop these in warm water to heat up, or it does say they're best served either cold or room temperature. So I thought I'd share these because they're Aldi, they're a good price, and they're nice and easy if you're just going to be out and about. You don't have to worry about taking any of your own stuff. Just grab one of these, pop it in your pram bag, and away you go. We like these, don't we, sweetheart? They're nice. Don't like the prunes, though. No. So this one was a slow burner with Ada, but once she got used to it, it was a hit. And this is curried parsnip puree. So as always, I'm chopping, well actually, Matt is chopping the parsnip into really small chunks and boiling. Again, boiling until it's really nice and soft, so probably longer than you would do for yourself. And then to whiz it up, I'm just adding in a little bit of boiled water and a tiny sprinkling of medium curry powder just to add a bit of flavour. And like I say, it's taken her a few tries of it. They do recommend to give it them like 8 times before they can make up their mind whether they like it or not. But we definitely love it now. It seems to be one of her favourites. So one thing we have learned is if they don't seem too keen, just keep persisting with it. Give them a good 8 to 10 tries because you might be surprised actually what they do like. You can see by her face here, she doesn't really like it. But the 3rd time we tried her with it, she smashed the lot. She loved it. So highly recommend this recipe. It's a good way of adding in a few different flavours like spices as well into their diet. So a winner from us. this is our first go at making something with herbs. We also wanted to try her with mashed potato, but because she's CMPA, she can't have butter or milk or anything yet. So it was a good way of getting her to try some potato. So we just chop up 2 potatoes and a carrot into small chunks, boil them up. And then Matt actually missed out the one bit of filming here, but to fill you in, we basically cooked it until it's really nice and soft, popped it in a pot, added some cold water and a sprinkle of basil, and voila. It was an absolute winner as well. She's absolutely loved that. Anything with a hint of herbs or spices seems to be a winner. Really helpful pack. I registered for this on their website, and in the pack you get these vouchers so you can try things for free, and you've also got money off some of their products. It also comes with this weaning chart, which I thought was great. So you can tick off all the veggies that you try, you can write their favourite recipes, and then on the back it's got a bit of guidance as to like what you should be feeding them, how much they should be eating, and so on. So I thought that was quite fun. And then in the book, it's got lots of guidance on like all the different top tips, like when to start introducing like different textures. And that's actually where I've got the recipe from for today. So this is what I'm going to be making, some creamy cauliflower and cumin. I'm going to start introducing a few herbs and spices rather than just plain veggies. And we're starting to get a little bit more experimental, we're getting a bit more confident with things. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So another really good free weaning pouch to try are these, Little Freddy. You can register on their website and it gives you a choice of 2 packs. One has, I think it was yogurt, so obviously not suitable for Ada because she has CMPA. So I chose this one for her. It was butternut, squash, red lentil and coconut. So I thought this is a really good way of kind of introducing a few different flavours. We haven't tried lentils or anything yet. And I just thought for free to go onto their website, you know, and get a free pouch. I thought that was brilliant. So I wanted to share that with you because it can be really hard, can't it? As a parent, you're looking at all these pouches and the little jars and everything. We picked up this one the other day as well. I look at them and I think, oh, she'll love that. For example, we bought one of the Ella's Kitchen strawberries and apples. She didn't like it. So I just thought, I dropped it on the floor, but I just thought it's a really good way of trying it. It's free. I like the look of this brand. They're nice and organic, so lots of nice healthy options on there, but it's a great way to test these things out for free rather than spending an absolute fortune and then realising that they actually don't like it. One of the things that I was told is, although it's really good to make your own purees, mash, whatever, finger foods, it's also good to give them the odd pouch or the odd tub every now and again, because otherwise they can get too used to your cooking and too used to like fresh foods like that. So if you go out for the day and you take one of these with you, then they might not always want to eat it because they're not used to it. So I've got one of these. This is what we picked up. This is courgette and potato. So I hope she likes this because she loves courgette and she has tried some potato with carrot. And then I've also got one of these. So obviously Ada is CMPA, so she can't have any cow's milk or anything like that at the moment. We will be climbing the milk ladder. We're going to try that in about 2 months' time. But this is pear, banana, coconut milk and baby rice. So I'm looking forward to kind of giving her something a little bit different. We are starting to branch out now on our flavours. We are putting more herbs and spices. We're mixing some of her favourite tastes together. And next week, I'm actually going to start her on some finger foods. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a first-time mum. My anxiety goes through the roof with anything to do with choking or anything like that. So I'm a little bit nervous to try this. Yes, I probably should have tried it already. I know that you are kind of supposed to offer those to them from the beginning, but I am nervous. I wanted her to get used to the purees and different textures and different flavours first. Whether I've done that the right or wrong way, I don't know. But this is kind of what suits me. I think that's really important to note as well. You know, whatever suits you guys, then you do you, kind of thing. So yes, I will do another video once we've kind of got used to a few finger foods. I'll come and update you to see like what we got on with, how we cook things, what we've tried, what didn't work, etc, etc. So if you are on this weaning journey with me as well, then good luck. If you are going to start trying finger foods, it can be really scary as a parent, but obviously it's something that we need to do. So I will do another video on that once we've kind of got a bit braver, and yeah. So I'm also going to share with you some of the weaning bits that I have found really helpful. I am going to get a proper plate for Ada because we're going to start on finger food soon, which makes me very nervous. But these two things have been absolutely amazing. And I wasn't sure about them to begin with. I kind of thought, oh, are they like one of those gimmicky things that people say are amazing, but they don't actually use them? But actually, no, they really are. So this is like a squeezy feeder. So we haven't actually tried this when I did my first video. I just had it delivered from Amazon, but this has been really good to kind of get Ada to teach herself to feed herself. So this is perfect for purees. You pop the puree. I can never open this. I don't know why. Like, I'm sure it's child proof, but it shouldn't be mummy proof, adult proof. There we go, we're in. So you pop your purees in there, and then this is super squeezy. Do this up nice and tight so that, you know, you can't get in it yourself. And then you've got little holes in the top here, and they squeeze that and it all comes out, and it's really nice for them to have something to grab and hold. You know, they're all about exploring, aren't they, at this age? But it teaches them how to feed themselves, so that has been quite fun. Ada's really loved being able to play around with her food herself. So we also tried this morning. Now I did show this earlier in the video. I used some avocado in here, and she didn't like avocado. Fair enough, I don't like avocado. It's a funny taste, it's a weird texture, it's not my favourite. So we tried it with some banana this morning, as you can tell, because it is full of banana still. That is the only downside about these. They don't clean very well. I'm gonna have to run this through the dishwasher. When I had the avocado, it was really easy to clean. I just give it a scrub with the dish brush and it got it all out, but the banana is proper stuck in it. So that is one of the downsides. But she absolutely loved using this. I think it was more like the first time that she didn't like what she was eating. But we put banana in it this morning, and she just loved being able to grab it and like squeeze all the banana out. It's very messy. But she really enjoyed like feeding herself with that. So I would definitely recommend these. Certainly now that we've found something that she really likes in there. But perfect for purees, perfect for whole foods. It's nice and safe as well because it stops them from choking. So it's a really good introduction to kind of give them full finger food. So I thought I would share those. I've also got, if you've seen my Primark haul, I bought a full bib that covers all of them and their arms, but Ada's tiny, she doesn't fit in that yet, but I would 100% recommend those. And then when I was in Primark again the other day, I found 2 little spoons. So we have been using these, which are great because they're nice and long. She can grab them, she can feed herself. She loves banging around with the spoon, and she's really enjoyed these, but she does shove them so far down her throat that she makes herself gag. And obviously you don't like to hear a gagging sound when you're a parent. So I've bought, they're in her room at the moment, she's currently down for a nap, so I won't grab them, but they're like tiny little silicone spoon and fork. They're really bendy, and they've got like a barrier so that they can't shove them down their throat. I'll find something similar and link them down below for you. But I just feel like they are going to be a bit more of a godsend, especially when she's like into her food and feeding herself a bit more. So I thought I would share those. So that is all from me today, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My next video, I'm going to do a video on Ada's CMPA, her cow's milk protein allergy. I'm going to talk a little bit about the symptoms that she had because it wasn't, she wasn't showing the classic symptoms, and we actually really struggled to get her diagnosis. we had a bit of a fight on our hands. So hopefully my experience may just help some others. So that will be my next video. So I will look forward to seeing you all then. See you guys soon.